Have you ever gotten into your car at night and felt that strange chill, like you weren't really alone? The hum of the engine, the silence of the road, the streetlights flashing by, and then, for just a second, the rearview mirror catches something, a shape, someone, sitting perfectly still in the back seat. You blink, and it's gone. But the fear stays. This is the story that's haunted drivers for decades. The legend of the backseat killer. A dark presence said to hide inside cars at night, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In most versions, it always begins the same way. A woman driving alone down a deserted road notices a car behind her flashing its headlights again and again, like it's trying to warn her. Panicking, she speeds up, thinking she's being followed. Only later does she learn the horrifying truth. The driver behind her wasn't trying to attack her. He was trying to save her. When she finally pulls into a gas station and gets out of the car, she discovers a man hiding in the back seat. A knife in his hand, eyes locked on her through the mirror, waiting for her to stop. The flashing headlights. Each time the killer started to rise, ready to strike. But where did this story really come from? Is it just an urban legend, a warning about the dangers of the road, or is there something darker hiding behind it? How many times have you gotten into your car without checking the back seat? Get ready for one of the creepiest modern legends ever told. A story of paranoia, fear, and one chilling truth. Sometimes the danger doesn't come from outside. It's already waiting for you in the back seat. The legend of the backseat killer is one of the most famous and disturbing urban tales of the 20th century. A story that spread across the world, changing in small details from country to country, but always carrying the same message of pure fear. It first appeared in the United States, sometime in the 1960s, an era when massive highways stretched across the country, and the lonely night roads became the perfect stage for terror. Back then, American culture was caught between freedom and paranoia. Young people drove 4 miles in search of adventure, while newspapers screamed headlines about serial killers and mysterious crimes. It was a time when the unknown felt closer than ever, and the car, once a symbol of independence, started to represent vulnerability. It was in that atmosphere that the first whispers began to spread. Stories of a silent predator hiding inside cars, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The story, told around campfires, on late-night radio shows, and even in public safety campaigns, always starts the same way. A woman driving alone at night, the road is empty, soft music plays, and the hum of the engine feels like her only company. Suddenly, she notices a car behind her, flashing its headlights over and over. With each flash, her heartbeat quickens. She speeds up, thinking she's being chased, but the other driver doesn't stop. When she finally pulls into a safe spot and calls for help, the truth hits like a nightmare. The driver behind her was trying to warn her. There was a man hiding in her back seat, waiting to kill her. From there, the legend spread like wildfire. Tabloids published real cases. Radio hosts retold it as a warning to women driving alone. And horror movies of the 80s and 90s turned it into one of the most recognizable stories of modern fear. The backseat killer became a chilling metaphor for urban life. The invisible fear, the constant feeling of being watched, and the unsettling thought that danger might be much closer than we think. But even today, no one really knows where the story came from. Was it just a product of collective imagination? Or did it begin with a real crime, lost to time, yet forever haunting the shadows of empty roads at night? Over the years, the story of the backseat killer has taken on countless versions, some set in quiet small towns, others in the heart of big cities. But in every single one, the plot remains the same. Someone gets into their car, alone, at night, and doesn't realize that evil is already inside. One of the oldest, and perhaps the most chilling versions, tells the story of a young woman named Mary, driving home late from work. The road was deserted, surrounded by dark woods and a suffocating silence. After a few minutes, she noticed a truck following behind her, flashing its headlights over and over. She thought the driver was harassing her. She sped up. The truck did too. Fear took over. When she finally spotted a gas station, she pulled in, slammed on the brakes, and ran inside for help. The truck driver jumped out of his vehicle, shouting, "Don't look behind you." The attendants rushed outside and opened the car's back door. There, crouched on the floor, was a man holding a knife, waiting to attack. The truck driver had been flashing his lights every time he saw the killer rising from the back seat. Each burst of light made the man duck down again, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That story spread like wildfire. Soon, new versions began to surface, some set on rural highways, others in empty parking lots, and even in shopping malls and movie theaters. In all of them, one thing never changed: the silent figure hiding in the shadows of the back seat, waiting for the victim to let her guard down. In the 1980s and 90s, the legend grew even stronger. Late-night radio shows dedicated entire episodes to people who swore they'd lived through something similar. One man from Texas told how, one night, he heard a faint rustling sound coming from inside his car as he drove. He glanced in the rearview mirror and saw something move in the darkness. He thought it was his imagination, until an arm reached over the seat, holding a rope. He managed to stop the car and escape, but when he returned with the police, there was no one there. Only handprints pressed into the fabric of the seat. With the rise of the internet, the myth found new life. Forums, blogs, and videos began circulating supposed real cases, often accompanied by eerie photos and distorted recordings. Drivers claimed they'd seen shadows moving inside parked cars, or strange reflections in their mirrors. Some even said they felt a cold presence behind them, even when the car was completely empty. What's fascinating is how the legend changes from place to place. In Japan, people tell of a vengeful spirit that hides in backseats. In Mexico, it's said to be a thief who preys on travelers. And in Brazil, some swear they've seen a man in a black hood lurking near roadside parking lots, vanishing the moment anyone gets too close. The backseat killer has become more than a horror story. It's a mirror of modern fear. The fear of being vulnerable. The fear of trusting too much in the illusion of safety within a confined space. After all, a car meant to be a refuge can just as easily become a trap. And perhaps the most terrifying thing of all is this: you never really know what might be watching you while you drive alone at night. Over time, the backseat killer stopped being just a story told in late-night conversations and began showing up in police reports, news broadcasts, and even official records, deepening the mystery around him. In 1978, a chilling case in Portland, Oregon shocked the authorities. A woman was found dead inside her own car, parked on a remote road. Cause of death: multiple stab wounds. No signs of forced entry. In the back seat, bloodstains and shoe prints that didn't belong to the victim. The press immediately linked the murder to the old urban legend of the hidden killer, reigniting panic among local drivers. In the 1990s, a similar case surfaced in Chicago. A young college student called the police, terrified, saying she could see a man moving in the back seat through her rearview mirror. When officers arrived, the car was empty, doors locked, but on the fogged-up window, there were breath marks. The most disturbing detail: the car had been parked there for more than 3 hours. These stories spread quickly through radio and TV networks, turning the backseat killer into something almost supernatural, a presence that could be anywhere, anytime. Some believe he's a ghost, the spirit of a murderer who died while running from the police, now haunting unsuspecting drivers. Others insist he's real, a criminal who was never caught, continuing the same pattern for decades. Witnesses from all over the world have reported eerie experiences. A Mexican taxi driver claimed he felt an unusual weight on the back seat, and when he looked in the mirror, 2 glowing eyes stared back at him in the dark. A Brazilian driver said she heard heavy breathing coming from inside her car, even though she was completely alone. And in one widely publicized U.S. case, security cameras captured a shadowy figure stepping out of the back seat of a parked car just minutes before the owner arrived. Real or not, the fear is the same. Ever since this story began to spread, the simple act of getting into a car and glancing at the rearview mirror has never felt the same again. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. A sound, a reflection, a flicker of movement, and suddenly you're wondering, am I really alone in here? The backseat killer exists on the border between imagination and reality. He has the reflection of a modern fear, fueled by the loneliness of the open road and the chilling thought that sometimes the real danger isn't in front of you, it's behind you. The backseat killer is more than just a legend. He's a mirror of modern fear. That fear born from loneliness, routine, and the feeling that something might be watching you when you least expect it. With every story, every version of the tale, the doubt grows. Is it just a tale made to scare unsuspecting drivers? Or a dark reminder of real crimes that actually happened? What's truly unsettling is how this story has survived over time. Decades have passed, roads have changed, cars have evolved, but the fear remains the same. Because deep down, we all know how easy it is to let our guard down. We get in the car, lock the doors, turn on the music, and forget to look behind us. And what if, in one of those moments, someone was already there, waiting for the perfect moment to strike? That's the essence of terror. The unknown, hiding in the everyday, the silent, invisible, and inevitable danger. So next time you get in your car, check the back seat, just to be safe. Because, as the legend says, the victim's real mistake wasn't being alone on the road. It was not looking before starting the engine. If this story gave you chills, leave a like. Share the video with someone who loves mysteries, and subscribe to Urban Secrets. Here, every legend has a dark side, and you never know which one will haunt you next. Turn on the notification bell, because the next episode might be even scarier. And remember, sometimes the danger isn't out there. It might be right behind you.